It's showtime. Is it? Hi, welcome back to Coffee Talk. I'm here with my Jewish friend Leslie. No, just kidding, everybody. You're tuning in to what you're watching, and that's right. It's time to talk Alien Covenant. This epic poster never happened in the movie. What the? Anyhow, actually, it did. We'll talk about that. I guess Cole forgot. But we'll get right back to that in just a little bit after Trailer Trash Talk. Who's watching what? All coming up right here on What You're Watching. What do you know? It's Monday night all over again. One of these days, I'll know how long this cut actually is, and I'll probably be able to end it just right. Look at that. Hey, I'm one of the hosts of this mess, and they call me the Reverend Jeff Kelly, and there's been a few upgrades since your day. That's right. With me, as usual now, is Mr. Collier Willmes.
All right, and it's time for Prometheus 2 Alien Boogaloo.
Alien Boogaloo.
But
that's
not right
right,
now.
people.
That's later, guys.
That's later in the show. Starts off with the money shot.
Yeah, you think we're gonna give you the stuff first? No, we're gonna fashion this just like a porno and give you the money shot later.
Like exactly, we're gonna give it to you in the last 30 seconds of the show. The good thing is there's a fast forward button if you really want to go there. All right, well not now, but there will be
watching
later.
Live.
That's right. Why are you a fool watching live like our 6 fans are? Let's see here. Let's start off a little bit of the show tonight, as we usually do, with Trailer Trash Talk. Cole here sends me the Polaroid from coming up here soon. A teenage loner named Brad stumbles upon a vintage Polaroid camera that houses a terrible secret. Anyone who has their picture taken with it will suffer a violent and tragic death. No, this isn't Final Destination, not at all. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, hey, look, they finally made the Goosebumps Say Cheese and Die into a full movie.
Absolutely. Stolen idea after stolen idea after stolen idea, but hey, they got a new twist on it. Why not? Polaroid coming into theaters August 25th, starring nobody you've ever seen on camera before.
But hey, it looks like it's going to be a decent flick. We'll see.
It'll be okay. Yeah, I'd probably wait for DVD. That's not when I'm going to rush off the scene of theaters, but it'll all get watched. Hey, last season when I was with Wes, we were talking about Cult of Chucky. Well, guess what? It's actually being made, and oh my God, it has Jennifer Tilly.
Oh!
The old Reverend here has been just drooling over Jennifer Tilly since she was, just forget it, man. Dazed and confused. It don't even matter when she got fat. Trust me. She could have eaten crackers in my bed then, too. Anyhow, Chucky returns to terrorize his human victim, Nika. Meanwhile, the killer doll has some scores to settle with his old enemies with the help of his former wife. That's right. The bride of Chucky returns as well. Jennifer Tilly. Great. Bad Brad Dourif, Fiona Dourif. That's right. Father and daughter.
We got the return of the original kid.
Who's that? Alex Vincent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
He's playing Andy.
Right. He's coming.
Because we're going to be friends till the end.
Friends forever.
And also,
I'm a good guy.
Never forget the most cringy line Chucky has ever said. I have a date with a 6-year-old boy. No, never again. Don't say that.
So Cult of Chucky is definitely coming. And this is something I think the fans forced on Hollywood. We'll see how it turns out in the end. And
all
Terminator.
I can say is the Chucky puppet keeps getting worse.
Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Well, guess what? It's coming back to theaters in IMAX 3D. I don't know when yet, but I saw the advertisement in the trailer for it today, and I had to speak up about it. Damn, Skippy, I'll be going to see this one.
Yeah, I'm seeing this too. Is it a cash grab? Maybe, but it's going to be a good one.
Maybe. Oh, it's going to be one that I've always wanted to see in 3D. Can you imagine that he's flying a helicopter with 3 arms in 3D? Yeah, I'm down with it. Oh, you don't know about the 3-armed helicopter pilot? Then you don't know about Terminator 2 Judgment Day. We'll have to do that one live here for you, what you're watching one night. That's for sure.
That'll give us an excuse to look at the Terminator series.
right. Jumanji. Not with Robin Williams, but The Rock? Really?
Oh boy, is the internet on fire right now.
Funny games. Yeah, that's right. The full Guns N' Roses Welcome to the Jungle theme playing out. I didn't think I was gonna like it when I saw who was in it. I was like, oh, come on now, really? I like the main characters. I mean, I get them, but then when I watched the trailer, I'm in. I'm just straight up in. In a brand new Jumanji adventure, 4 high school kids discover an old video game console and are drawn into the game's jungle setting, literally becoming the adult avatars they choose. So it's literally going to be The Rock, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, and that hot-ass chick acting as though they're teenage kids stuck in their lives.
Exactly. And all I remember is I actually seen this news for this. I was like, wait, they're making a Jumanji remake or reboot or whatever the fuck this is? Because people were bitching about what the Karen Gillan character right there, the hot ass chick, it was wearing.
Why am I wearing a half shirt and skirt in the jungle?
They were bitching when they released that set photo, and they're like, "Why is she wearing that? That shows that they're abusing women and whatever in Hollywood."
Oh, the feminists went wild. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, they did. But it makes
they
perfect
can wear
sense.
that stuff. They can march down the street naked, but it has to be their choice, not Hollywood's.
Exactly. But I don't know.
I felt whatever.
Mixed opinions when watching.
Hey, remember, feminists, she chose to take the money. She knew what the plot line was. She knew what the costuming was going to be, and she still did the movie. So
and she didn't give a fuck.
That's right. She didn't give a fuck all the way to the bank. Karen Gillan, Dwayne Johnson, Madison Eisman. There's a whole bunch of freaking people in this one.
I'm gonna enjoy it because of the fact that Jack Black is technically playing a teenage girl.
A teenage chick.
Best part of the trailer. I'm a middle-aged old man.
I'm a middle-aged man. That's going to be fantastic, I think. So there you go, people. That wraps up trailer trash talk for the week. Hey, Cole.
Hey, what?
What you watching?
I've been watching nothing but awesomeness. That's what I've been watching.
Batman, The Dark Knight Returns, Part 1.
Well, technically I watched both parts, but still, this has got to be one of the best animated pictures that DC has ever put out. And I wish that they would make, if the Batman movie that they're going to be making, I hope is this good.
Forcing a 55-year-old Bruce Wayne back into the cape and cowl, but does he still have what it takes to fight crime in a new era?
Damn straight he does.
The Dark Knight Returns. That's right. Boom, chickity, boom, boom. It's all over the place. The DC Comics, 30 years of DC Comics movies is getting released, and we'll have to think about that, how we're going to present that on What You're Watching as well.
At least maybe do a highlights of it, because there's a lot of people give the DC EU shit, but DC has got it right in the animated format.
Because I don't think I got 90 hours of watching animated DC movies in me. I just don't think I have it in me.
Okay, we can do the highlights.
X-Creatures. British documentary television series that was produced by the BBC, which was broadcast August 26th to the 30th, September 1998. Chris Packham. What'd you think of this one?
I only watched I think I watched the Yeti episode and then I watched the Bigfoot episode, and so far they're There's parts that are enjoyable, like the recreations. Like I really enjoyed the intro to the Bigfoot one, where they reenacted the Ape Canyon. But other than that, I just don't like the host of it. He comes off as a bit of a know-it-all dickwad.
A bit of a dickwad. There you have it.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much what he comes off as.
Wes and I watched this one way back on. We watched both of them way back on when it was Bigfoot Entertainment Weekly, and we totally agreed with you. The host was kind of a dickwad.
Well, yeah, they said that they recreated the Patterson film, and it didn't really look.
No, and they weren't even in the right place. It was ridiculous.
Exactly. I was looking at that.
Oh, it looks exactly like the film did. No, it looks like a guy in a suit.
No, you look like you're in the fucking desert.
Right. You're fucking a dude in a suit near a creek. That's not a live animal walking across the sandbar. Two totally different things. What did you wrap it up with this week?
Oh, I wrapped it up with one of the best movies ever made of all time. Welcome to Jurassic Park. Bum, bum, bum. Oh my fucking God, it's a dinosaur. Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
No, excuse me, but you are eventually going to have dinosaurs on your dinosaur toy, right?
Well, you see, you patented it, you packaged it, you slapped it on a plastic lunchbox, and now, damn, you're selling. Damn, you're selling.
Yeah, it's during a preview tour, the theme park suffers a major power breakdown that allows its clone dinosaur exhibits to run amok.
And I'm a motherfucking T-Rex.
That's right. I'm a T-Rex with little tiny arms, and I'm going to eat everything. I mean, there was just the fantastic movie. I was watching it last week when it was on. I did this one in Jurassic World. They're the best dinosaur movies ever made. I mean, I wish they would have made more than 2 Jurassic Parks, to be honest with you. Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. No, they made Jurassic Park and then they made Jurassic World.
Rev, we're really gonna have to get you brushed up on because they made a wonderful sequel with The Lost World.
No, what Lost World?
Yeah, they made that. The Lost World Jurassic Park.
No,
guys, sorry, guys. Rev just is
no, not at all. There was never anything called Jurassic Park
3, but The Lost World was a masterpiece.
Wait, Jurassic Park 3? No, there was no such thing as Jurassic Park 3?
Yeah, there was like a Spinosaurus in it, and they killed the T-Rex, and that was a piece of dog shit.
We had Jurassic Park in 1993, and then we had Jurassic World in 2013.
No.
There was nothing in between there. I mean, there was literally 30 years.
Also, you got it wrong, Rev. It was in 2015 that Jurassic World came out. Get it right.
It was
Jesus Christ. Had enough of your shit. Oh boy.
So
but
Rev,
I digress on this crap. Rev.
Yeah.
What you watching, man? Tell the fine folks what you watching.
I've been trying to drag you across that threshold for about the last 8 minutes, but hey, what the hell? Troy. I started out was watching Troy. I love this movie. I mean, it really, writers Homer. Yeah, it's no shit. Really? Homer wrote this movie? Imagine that. No, actually, he didn't. He wrote an epic poem called the Iliad, the Odyssey, and anyhow. The Battle of Troy is a fantastic story, but this fairy tale that they put on in the movie starring let the Brad Pitt. I was kind of disappointed in it. I'm watching the opening battles, and in comes Ajax. And Ajax is that huge dude with the great big friggin' rock hammer, that he's swinging around and just busting dudes up. And they play him off like a jackass. Like he's dead in the first couple minutes of the movie. Ajax is one of the kings of Greece, man. He slays 1,000 men before he even meets Jackass in the first duel. And they had duels off and on for years. But no, according to this guy, the screenplay writer, Dana Benoff, he just lets Hector jab him through the chest with a friggin' spear and then again with a friggin' sword and ends it in about 30 seconds.
Well, you see, Rev, when you update a new script and an old story, you need to make it all whatever for the new audience. Because the audience won't agree that you can kill 1,000 people, I don't know why. Yeah, but Ajax British all of a sudden. I don't even know if he's British. He's British in my book.
He's British in your book.
And you know why he's British in my book? Because all writers are. Okay, you may proceed now.
Yeah, I mean, the character of Ajax would have been so much better than half the characters they left laying around in the movie Troy, that I don't understand why they killed him off in the opening scenes. But neither here nor there. I digress. There's hot women, lots of fighting, cool battle scenes. There's one-on-one epicness, betrayal, backstabbing, and yes, a father's love for his son. It all turns out to Troy. And yeah, you should watch it. If you haven't seen it, watch the director's cut out of it because it's actually a lot better than what they put on TV these days.
Isn't it always?
Speaking of battles and floppy wieners and dragons, Game of Thrones has been on for days. They have been playing a marathon of episode 1 to season 1, episode 1 to season 6, episode 10, and it has not stopped. I mean, it started like Thursday, and I don't remember the weekend. What day is today?
It is Monday.
Okay, I haven't been out of the house since like Saturday. So
Rev stinks a little,
Oh, well, no, I took a shower this morning, so I know
okay,
I caught
that's
up. But
good.
I'm pretty sure there was a shower or two that got skipped in the middle of this. I'm going to start doing Game of Thrones updates on the show like we did for the Walking Dead as soon as the season starts for it. But oh my God, floppy wieners, winter's coming, the dragons. They promised me a bunch of stuff, but it's really been good. If you have not watched this season, the series, I mean, get caught up. Really, if you like the whole King Arthur, if you're an Arthurian fan, if you're just epic battle fans, there's lots of it. Again, lots of epic naked chicks. If you're a dude in his 20s, this is probably a show you should be watching just for that. I ain't gonna lie to you.
If not, we all know everybody up right now on what has happened. Everyone fucked. Everyone died. There were dragons. The end.
There were dragons. That's right. Well, but how they got there, winter is coming, and so are the walkers. So we'll leave it at that for now, but I'm going to wrap it up with something even better than Game of Thrones. Did you hear me say that?
Oh, did you?
Better.
What did you just say? Blasphemy.
Blood Drive.
All right.
Set in a near dystopian future, the series features a former cop, which isn't exactly right, who is forced to partake in a death race in which cars are run on human blood as fuel. If you're a Grindhouse fan, if you liked Dear God No, Planet Terror, Death Proof, just about any Quentin Tarantino movie, Blood Drive's right up your alley. You want to watch this? It's fan.
That, or if you're just a gore hound, because I'm not particularly a connoisseur of. I'm brain farting on what's the word? Grindhouse. Why did I brain fart? Whatever. Anyways, it was Rev was like, "Hey, have you checked out Blood Drive?" No, I have not. Oh, well, you gotta check it out. I went and checked it out. I watched the pilot, and damn, it was good.
Oh, the lead chick literally looks like she fell out of the "I'm gonna suck your dick" tree and hit every branch.
Yeah, and I'm gonna quote one of my good friends, quote that I still do not understand to this day. But I'd pee in her butt.
Yeah, I don't understand that either, but whatever. Yep. Now, the guy that plays Slink, Colin Cunningham, is the guy that played Pope in Falling Skies, and that's why I liked him. He was a dick as he played Pope in Falling Skies. He's even weirder,
and
creepier.
The main villain. He has such a slithery, devilish persona. I'm just like, oh my god, this guy, I love this guy.
And there's twists in there's twists in every episode. There's going to be 7 of them in this season. So we're already up to episode 3. Get caught up. It's on demand. But don't watch it with your kids under like 15.
Yeah.
Seriously, sorry, Chris. I mean, you could watch it. Your mama might let you watch it. Yeah, but this is not PG-13. This is straight up rated R on cable.
Hey, I don't know. I was watching Friday the 13th when I was getting to be 13.
Yeah, but that was still rated R, and you shouldn't have been. But my point being is they literally said that this show is going to have the most gore, the most sex, and the most death and blood, that it can on cable television. So anything that wants to go against the grain like that, I am down with it. Blood Drive. It's on Sci-Fi. Check it out on Wednesday nights, late night.
Also,
it's like Cartoon Network. Speaking of late night,
like adults. No, I was gonna say. Speaking of stuff with devilish guys with devilish personas, what about the main course for tonight?
Mister, we're not there yet. We're gonna talk to all those people that are out there in internet lands. Our 6 fans.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
You're getting ahead of yourself. I know you're super excited to talk about Alien coming, but put the brakes on, boy. We got to step back and say hi to them people out there in internet lands.
Do we have
we'll look
to?
At the, well, we don't. You don't have to, but I'm going to because I love every one of them. Mr. Dave Jackson's in the house. Look at that, sir. How you doing, pal?
Hey, Dave.
Windsor. Don't worry. I'm not going to allow Cole to even invade Canada with his penis. You don't have to worry about it. Look, now batting third. Playing center field, Mr. Kurt Harris. There's an Ann Ryan in the house. How you doing? So glad you're here.
Hey, Ann, how you doing?
Starshine. She's always the shiniest person in the room. She's
mortal enemy.
Got her tool in hand too. She's wielding that tool with the power.
I'm gonna bring the downfall of Canada, Star. Just you wait. And
Mr.
land.
Dean Cooper. How you doing there, pal?
Hey, Dean, how you doing, man?
Rod Dupree.
He's always in the place to be.
That's right. We've always got Squatch Box. How you doing? Glad you're out there.
Chris.
Christopher,
who is on Team Collier right now.
Make me a
smart
s'more.
Boy.
I definitely need me a s'more. And we always got to say hi to Gary and Whitney White because they're trucking that food back and forth across America, bringing it to your table. That's right. They pulled out of California this afternoon to get back somewhere before the end of the holiday. So God bless them and be careful out there. There's some troll named Collier Willmes that always likes to hang out.
Oh, fuck him.
That guy's just
block him.
We're going to just have to kick him out, I guess, one of these days.
What a dick.
All righty then. Well, Cole, it's that time now.
Oh,
it's
now
time
it's
to
that
talk
time.
about Alien Covenant. That's right. Joygasms.
Well, we'll see about that.
It's Prometheus too. If you hadn't seen Prometheus and you went to see this movie, you'd be a bit confused.
Yeah. Also that says another thing. If you did see Prometheus, that will tell even more on whether you're going to love or hate Alien Covenant.
Right. Because if you didn't like Prometheus, don't bother with Alien Covenant. Because it's literally Prometheus 2, Alien Boogaloo.
Just with what everybody wanted out of Prometheus is actual aliens.
Right. Yes, that was the one thing that Prometheus didn't have exactly was aliens. And we do have lots of them in this particular movie. We've got two kinds of aliens. What kind of aliens do we have?
We have the neomorphs, the new exciting aliens, the one that looks like a goblin shark aliens, pretty much.
Oh, the white boy.
And then
we got the
white boy. He's the white boy. And then we have not the xenomorph, but the protomorph.
The protomorph. That's right. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? The proto chicken.
Exactly.
So the protomorph and what's the white one called?
Neomorph. Neo. Just think of Neo and how white he was in the Matrix.
Why didn't they try to breed together and make an X-morph?
Actually, apparently there was a cut scene where the protomorph met the neomorph and they fought it out, and the protomorph. I'm gonna keep messing it up and changing it to xenomorph, but the protomorph killed the neomorph.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate for him. But I thought that they would breed and make like an X-morph, make like a supermorph. Roar!
I actually can see that because in the extended lore of the aliens, like in the comics and such, whenever there was like a different strain, like either a yellow version of the xenomorph or the red xenomorph, the basic black xenomorph would always try to wipe them out for sake of purification of the species.
Purification. You should cut off on your mustache. That's not a good alien mustache. Mine is a good alien mustache. Or you're going to cry.
Reverend here is trying to. Are you trying to say that this is an allegory for Nazi Germany?
Well,
because I'm pretty sure somebody on Reddit's going to run with that.
I'm sure they will too. But it's strange to where we get some of the themes that we get in movie lines. Now we get introduced to. Well, it's David in the very beginning of the movie. Although it's not David, it is David.
No, this is actually, I believe the birth of David. Because
is that what they were showing us? Was the birth of David? I couldn't,
because this shows Mr. Whalen from the last movie when he was young, talking to David, and they're having a conversation after he was shortly after he was created.
That's the confusion of using the same dude to play two different robots in two.
Yeah, I honestly feel like that opening scene could have been cut, in my opinion.
It was totally unnecessary. It was unneeded completely. I agree with you. No, it didn't at all. It was just like, oh, he can play the piano.
I honestly think for the best thing that they could have done was they could have released that as one of their, because they were releasing a bunch of scenes as like little shorts to hype up the movie. They could have done that with that scene, because there's a whole bunch of scenes that they released that honestly could have fit into the movie, but they ended up cutting those. And
well, the prologue is in the movie. You know, I mean, that's when David tells Walter about what happened to that world.
Yeah.
But
they
we'll
didn't have stuff like Last Supper, the one where you have the crew before they go into hypersleep. But again, you probably are okay with that.
So we have to digress a little bit. Yeah, we have to digress a little bit.
We have to back.
Right. So, okay, Alien Covenant is basically a ship. The ship is the Covenant, and they're taking 2,000 colonists and I believe 16,000 embryos to a new world because our world is shit.
Yeah, because we're overpopulating shit. You know, normal future stuff.
Right, you know, right. 500 million people shall only rise upon the earth. Anyhow, and we're brought into this spaceship full of couples.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we're brought into a spaceship full of one dude.
Actually, David. I think that's the main crew because we never.
It is the main crew, but they're all couples.
Yeah, the main crew is all couples, but we don't know anything about the colonists because we never meet them.
Yeah, I think I have we'll get there too as well. So they're on a mission to repopulate a new planet that they've all scoped out and they've mapped the terrains and they've sent terraformers ahead of them. I mean, they know where they're going. And in the middle of all that, they experience a problem in space and it has to wake up the crew. Seems like that's a common theme. Life. I mean, you know, it really seems like it's like, you're going to make a space movie? Oh, we're going to have something terrible happen in space and wake up the crew. It's like if you're going to play in Texas, you better have a fiddle in the band.
Exactly. But we lose. But I'm pretty sure you're excited that we lost James Franco without even seeing much of him.
I was so happy that James the Douche Franco was gone. I was like, oh, he was going to ruin it for me. I don't really care. I mean, I like him in certain types of movies, but most movies like The Wizard of Oz, he ruined that movie for me.
I honestly don't get why they casted him because they totally wasted him.
I don't. Yeah, it was very, very strange. Well, I guess he had other projects to do. It wasn't taking so much money. I don't know. But the crew that they left wasn't compelling, and we liked them. And they have to fix the problem. So, you know, Junior goes outside to fix the solar sail so that they can get their power cell back up and running again. And he intercepts a transmission. Seems like a common theme amongst alien movies. Intercept the transmission or a distress beacon or whatever the case may be.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess.
Well, I guess, you know, it is within the alien world for us to believe that this happens with them. A lot. But the funny thing is they're basically singing Country Roads from John Denver.
Yeah. Country Roads.
And that's what finally convinces them to go and visit this new planet
that's the problem of the movie. They didn't realize that John Denver's is full of shit. That's
right. That damn John Denver's full of shit. Figured the Rockies would be a lot more rockier than this.
Damn straight.
So they decide, because they don't want to go back in them damn sleep pods again, that they're going to check out this new planet. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? What else? You know, there's a lot of space movies that this is just reminding me of, and I can't put my finger on it. So, of course, they beacon in on this transmission, and they land upon and that's where all the trailers came from. Oh, look, it's wheat. Well, I know wheat. I'm a farmer. Bitch, you've been in space for 23 years. How was you a farmer?
Well, you see, yeah, that's how they know.
Right, exactly.
Convenience.
Because the script says I was a farmer. I know wheat.
Exactly why one of the problems I had with this movie actually was the characters, which is
I had okay, so they're exploring.
The characters were a little bit better in the first act, setting them up, and I was like, okay, I can follow these guys. As it started getting into the second act and into the third, that's where the characters started falling apart for me.
Yeah, where the dude sits down on a log and lights up a tobacco cigarette. I was just like, no, dude, I'm sorry. In the year 2390, tobacco cigarettes are not going to exist anymore. For you to have had them for however many friggin' years you were on that spaceship, and then they're going to be in your pack fresh enough to actually smoke and not disintegrate as soon as you try to pull one out of a pack. Yeah, not so much. Okay, so, I mean, they could have done anything else to just have him sit down there, have a drink, whatever the case may be, to expose him to that white spore shit.
Well, you know, it's actually not tobacco cigarette. It's future space tobacco.
Future cannabis. That's space pot. Hey,
It's space tobacco.
You'll have a you'll
Totally
see a plot
from regular tobacco.
You'll see a movie coming up with the plot about space cannabis here real soon, people.
Oh, yeah. But not now. We can't tell those fools.
No, we can't tell secrets about that stuff. Anyhow, so here we are. We have the space accident. Everybody's woken up, and now we find a beacon that we have to go and check out. They get there, and what do they discover?
Some schmucks step on some fungus spore things and get infected with the mysterious black pathogen.
The black shits. You know what cholera is, right? Yeah, the black shits.
Exactly. The Black Death.
So now all of a sudden they've got 2 infected crew members, one at the ship, one coming back to the ship, and they give us the obligatory coming out scene. And no, we don't mean that your little brother is coming out of the closet to your parents.
In an alien movie, that can only mean one thing.
The white boy comes screaming out of the back of this dude. Bit by bit.
Yeah.
Now, why she locked her friend in there? That was kind of a dick move.
I think it had to do with something about quarantine, but
she had blood all over her face too, so she should have been quarantined to fuck in there with her.
Well, you know, she's a stupid. This is a part again with the characters. I felt like, as far as a lot of the women go, with minus the main girl, who they're obviously trying to go with a Ripley vibe for her, right. They were going to the opposite end where they were like the screaming bitch from the original Alien, that every time something happened, she was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
I don't know why she locked her friend in there when the dude's back started splitting open. That was a bitch move. Then why she opened the damn thing back up to go in there with the gun? If it was supposed to be quarantined, she should have never opened up that room at all. And if the room was supposed to be able to be quarantined, how the hell did the little white morph come out there and bust his head through the damn glass? Why was that glass at all? That should have been like see-through aluminum by that year. I mean, computer. Let me give you Scotty ought to be able to give you the formula for that one by now. I mean, come on now.
Don't question it. You just plot convenience, you know. But hey, at least we got to see that little neomorph thing slap the shit out of that one girl, pretty much.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Just that CG was really bad.
Yeah, oh, dude, it was. It
was horrible, but it's fucking hilarious to see this little thing just going.
Shortly hereafter, the dude they're bringing back to the ship with the black morph in him. He falls over and splits open through the chest, and out comes the protomorph.
No, that's later. That was another neomorph. We got 2 neomorphs out of this movie.
Oh, was it a neomorph in the front of that? Okay, sorry.
Yeah, because I think it was probably because his back was to the ground. The neomorph ended up coming out of his mouth.
That's what I didn't understand. Yeah, why it came out through the front, but whatever the case may be.
That was a neomorph. We don't get the protomorph till later.
When they're back in the ship.
Yeah. Well, no, not back. We got no way. I forgot. We got 2 protomorphs too.
Yeah, we got the one that killed the people in the shower.
Yeah, and then the one that was just on the ship.
Yeah, and then the one that was underneath the ship when they were trying to get off, right?
Yeah.
But the one that...
Hey, David's a clever bastard, but we haven't met David yet.
No, we have not met.
We meet him when the second neomorph starts fucking the crew up, and Walter, the other android that looks exactly like David.
Looks exactly like David, but 2 inches taller.
Yeah, it saves what's her face? The Ripley ripoff. Diet Ripley.
Ripley.
That's what I'm calling her.
Diet Ripley.
I'm sorry. Like I said, the characters were just, I forgot their names, a lot of their names. I didn't even bother memorizing.
I didn't too, because I knew they were all going to be dead. They were all a bunch. I mean, they all had to die for the story.
The only one I remember is Tennessee. He was the only one that was the most fun for me.
Yeah, well, that's the dude. That's totally my hat now. I'm pumped up on Red Bull and sugar cubes. Come on, fuck with me, boy.
Yeah. I'm sure Rev would understand. You got to admit, a guy with a cowboy hat's always awesome.
Well, yeah, because guys that wear cowboy hats don't take no shit from nobody. You know how it goes.
I got a cowboy hat. I'm just not wearing it.
Right. That's how that works. Cowboy hats are not a style, boy. It's a lifestyle. You feel me?
Oh boy. Well, I'm sorry. My lifestyle's out in storage.
In stories, yeah, while you're living in Podunk, Wyoming.
Oh boy.
We get it. So we end up meeting David, and we now know that David is alive from Prometheus. And that's when Walter and David get together, and we get the prologue of what happened once they left Prometheus world and arrived at this world. There were billions of life forms.
Yeah, engineers. These were the species that created us.
Right. Well, we don't even know that. Who created them?
Yeah.
Then becomes the question, because they too were not the origin. But David, I don't understand his corruption, because he's an android, okay, which means he's powered by artificial intelligence, which means he can learn. But something has corrupted David to a point that he's not learning, he's seeking knowledge. And that's different.
That's a thing, though, that they addressed as in one of the scenes with Walter and David, because we noticed the key difference between Walter and David is a bit more human, and Walter is far more machine-like. He's a lot more cold and analytical to the way he approaches things, and they even address this because Walter's like, you were too human. It disturbed people, so they changed that in later models.
Right, and I agree with that. But the artificial intelligence, no matter how human they act, okay, the artificial intelligence is still a thing of its own. It's like David has a soul, but he can't. So I understand learning and reading from books and gathering knowledge, but he's seeking knowledge of experimentation.
This is like it's becoming a Frankenstein tale. What happens when the monster wants to make his own creations?
Right, and I get that, but I don't know. For me, it's a stretch to put any AI into a corruption that deep.
I'm not even sure that's corruption, because I felt like that's always been kind of what his personality might have been like, because he did try to get a little bit experimental when he did a little bit of that black goo in the drink of Shaw's boyfriend in Prometheus.
Right, and I didn't like that either. I didn't think that would. I'm sorry, that is not something an android of any level, no matter how human.
How many androids do you know, Rev?
Well, I know a lot of AI, actually. I don't know a lot of androids, but I know a lot of artificial intelligence.
Big difference, I
do. I do realize that we are talking about futuristic versions of AI, and I get that. But I mean, I have worked hand in hand with real artificial intelligence, and it's out there. And it'll freak you out what they can learn, and they do learn. But that experimentation thing is. That's the black dot on his finger in Prometheus. I didn't care for in the Android line either. If now another crew member had done that, that would have been whatever. I guess it's too human for me for an android, and that's the creepiness of it all. So, but in the end here, we find out that David and Walter fight.
Yeah, they come at odds. That's I think that's the best part for me of the movie, the David and Walter scenes.
Yeah, they it's the more interesting of them. I mean, you did think that the alien.
But then again, we either have that or the dumbest fucking crew
on the planet with the worst CGI monsters ever.
Like, I think the worst one is the fucking captain. I hate him.
Yeah, well, he's the guy that took captain. Right, the replacement captain. That guy's an idiot.
Like,
I don't believe in luck.
One of the best and worst scenes for me.
Terms, jackass.
One of the best and worst scenes for me is when we see the facehugger eggs for the first time. This jackass who has just seen Walter trying to communicate with a neomorph that has just killed one of his crew members, and he leads them into this workshop where he shows that he's been experimenting on these creatures, trying to make a perfect creature. He leads them into this egg room, and he says, "Oh, take a look. They're waiting for mother." And you decide to listen to this guy and look right in the egg and get face hugged. Sorry, dude. You deserve that for how dumb you were.
So they were trying. So I guess he was trying to make a queen. I'm still trying to figure out what happened to her.
To Shaw?
Yeah, what happened to Shaw?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. A lot of people have been theorizing. That's like one of the big talking points of like what actually happened to Shaw. I've heard all the run the gamut from David actually did legitimately kill her to maybe he didn't kill her. Maybe it was actually a side effect of the black pathogen infecting her after getting it on with her infected boyfriend from Prometheus. Because we did see in her, because we do after that scene where the guy gets face hugged, we see Walter walk in and see the cut open body of Shaw, and it doesn't look like a normal body though. It looks like she has been maybe infected with the black goo because we see a little bit of mutation behind her, like some weird H.R. Giger-esque design flowing onto the table.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. It was very. I wish they would have been a little more clear about what really happened.
All we know
to Shaw, but
really is that it was probably her eggs that were used as the basis for the alien eggs.
Right. Let's go ahead and get this wrapped up because we've already gone long as it is. But
oh boy,
we basically come into the big switcheroo. David decides that he's going to take over Walter's position. And they get into this big giant fight while he's trying to kill Diet Ripley.
Exactly.
Diet Ripley walks in and finds out what's going on.
The protomorph.
Explain.
When the captain got when he got face hugged, the protomorph emerges and chest bursts. Which we get that weird, awkward scene where David holds his hands up, then the little protomorph
that was weird as hell. That was weird as hell.
Yeah. Then we get a scene where the other crew members, one guy gets face hugged, but they pull the face hugger off of him. And then the other crew member gets attacked by the alien. The protomorph.
Right. And that's where the people die downstairs in the shower. He was going to stick that little tail up her tingle tangle. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was pretty much. I saw that.
I mean, that was the feeling I was getting. I mean, he was going to get right up in.
Oh God, this is going to
yonder. And then he stuck his second mouth through the boyfriend's head.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, this is probably my other favorite scene of the movie.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why everything's made out of glass, though. I mean, there wouldn't be any glass on those
because it's in the future. Everything has to be made of glass.
Everything working with a pane of glass. Exactly. Well, in the end, David ends up killing Walter and taking his place that the crew members don't know. So when they all go running back to the spot where the ship's coming down to save them, who they think they have with them is Walter. And we get back on board. While they're trying to get back on board, a protomorph jumps on the bottom of the friggin' the evacuation ship, and there's a big, long, drawn-out scene about trying to get that thing off of the damn ship.
Yeah, which they ended up killing it anyways. Honestly, I think it would have been better if...
I swear it was like 18 minutes. I swear it was like 18 minutes of the movie the scene was. I was just like so sick of it by the time it played. So honestly,
they could die. They could have just had the protomorph sneak on board without them knowing. And that would have been a lot better because...
then David could have had something else to play with on board. Exactly.
Yeah.
But apparently not. It all comes down to David gets back on board and nobody else is alive to know it. He gets Diet Ripley in her little inoculation chamber. Yeah. Her little night sleepy chamber.
Even though they tried to avoid that at first, but now they're going back into the sleeping pod, so I guess they forgot about it.
There was a creepy scene where David was portraying Walter, and he was in fixing the skin on his face. And the one thing that Walter had was healing abilities. His skin actually healed on its own. Heal. And that gave it away for me. That was when the switcheroo got
also, I like
out.
how in that scene, you also get another slip up because he slightly slips up on his voice. He has a little bit of David's English voice.
Absolutely. And, just as she's drifting off to sleep, old David, she realizes that it's David.
Yeah, because she asked him a question that she asked Walter earlier, because her plan with her husband was to build a cabin. And he asks him, will you build a cabin with me? And he just looks at him like, what?
A cabin?
A cabin.
Yeah, and that's what she makes.
Oh, no.
So she goes out to sleepy land forever. And David now has run of the ship, goes into the
embryo storage,
nitrogen chambers, the embryo storage, opens up a case and then pukes up an alien egg.
Yeah, embryos for a
couple of
egg.
them. And puts in embryo for facehuggers, puts them in with the embryos and closes the storage, and that's where they leave us.
Oh yeah,
with 2,000 colonists.
Hey, what do you call 2,000 colonists? The buffet.
I don't know. The buffet. That's right. Well, we know that Alien. They go to a beacon from a terraformed planet. So they left it open for a movie between this and that.
Yeah.
I mean, they could probably do 2 more before they actually reach the planet, but I don't know. Why is there always a synthetic on board? I wouldn't have them.
There always has to be. It's just basic protocol.
Yeah. Basic protocol. Exactly. Very, very strange. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this edition of
this long-winded edition, but you guys love our voice.
Exactly. And it's a lot. I mean, there's a lot to cover of a 2-hour movie that it's some to watch, some to like, some not to like.
It gets a little pretentious at points.
I give it 3 out of 5 stars. I mean, it's definitely worth to watch the first time. Catch it on DVD, digital, cable. Just watch it. It's worth it.
Yeah, I think I give about the same rating. it definitely has its problems. Again, if you liked Prometheus, you're gonna like this. If you hated Prometheus, you're not gonna like this. If the only problem you had with Prometheus was there was no aliens, maybe you'll like it.
Right, because there were actually some aliens in this one. There wasn't a whole lot of aliens in this, but there were some aliens in this one. I think my favorite scene was probably where they dropped the black goo. The prologue scene.
Yeah, where it's pretty much Pompeii in space.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, oh, look, they're all going to die now. Yay. Say if that guy would have been nicer, it wouldn't have happened. See people, wear clean underwear, be nice to people you meet, or they might fly to your home planet and kill everyone.
Yeah, and commit mass genocide.
Exactly. And with that, I guess that's going to do it for It was probably the creepiest scene, the goriest scene of the entire movie, and I am right there with you. We got a after hangout coming up right afterwards here, folks. So I'll post a link in the chat room for you if you'd like to join us. Come on in. We'll see you next week when we'll be talking about who knows. We haven't decided.
I believe it was Kong Skull Island.
I believe it is Kong Skull Island. So see you next week. Be well, everybody.
All right, see you guys.
Yeah, on what you're watching. Look at that. Dum, dum, dum. Dum, dum.